Don't forget to like if you like the video, leave any tips that you may have, and don't forget to share with a friend, especially if your friend is newly natural or thinking about embarking on this natural hair journey. And guys, don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't noticed, we are now at 2,000 plus subscribers. Yay! So thank you for subscribing. I now have a new goal for the end of the year, and hopefully we can realize it together. Okay, hey guys, so how are you doing today? I am back with another video, and this one is about how to go about choosing hair products. So this video will fall under the newly natural series. I always get questions about what products I'm using, and products, pretty much people are looking for magical products to give certain results. And I often tell people that it's more about technique than product, and I am a firm believer in that. However, selecting good products and having good product choices is a small part of the equation, and if you can get that part right, then you have more of the equation correct. My first tip is to determine the purpose of the product. And when I say determine the purpose of the product, I mean, what do you want the product for? Is it that your hair is dry after washing and that you need a product to alleviate that dryness? Now, just in case you don't know, I will give you some broad categories that products fall into. So you have leave-in conditioners. These are to give your hair some sort of moisture after washing, or if your hair needs to be re-moisturized or refreshed. You also have detanglers. You also have deep conditioners, and deep conditioners can fall into two categories. Deep conditioners that are for moisture, and elasticity treatments or protein treatments. You also have stylers. This is where your gels and your curling puddings and your coiling jellies would fall under. You also have rinse out conditioners. Rinse out conditioners are to aid with detangling and to give your hair some moisture after you use your cleanser. And last but not least, you have your cleansers. These are the broad categories of purposes that products may have. Also, knowing the purpose for which you want the product would determine what ingredients you gravitate towards. If you're looking to moisturize, you want water as the main ingredient, and you're also looking for ingredients that can help moisturize. For example, coconut oil, which is one of 3 oils that can penetrate the shaft of the hair strand. It is also important to note that some products may have dual purposes. So they may fall into the category of styler, but they're also good leave-in conditioners. I prefer products that have dual purposes because it enables me to buy less products, and that works for me just fine. The second tip that I have is to make a list of your hair characteristics. Now, if you are just starting out on your natural hair journey, then more than likely you don't know your hair characteristics as yet. If you're transitioning especially, you would not have an accurate read of your hair characteristics, and you would have to wait until you cut off the relaxed ends or you do your big chop to get a true reading of your hair characteristics. Some hair characteristics that you want to know about are the density of your hair, and that refers to how many strands you have per area per, well, I think they use square centimeter, how many strands you have per square centimeter, but it doesn't matter. You're looking to see whether you have a lot of strands in a given area or a little bit of strands. Another hair characteristic that is important to note is the porosity of your hair, and what that means basically is how readily your hair absorbs nutrients and moisture, and how readily it allows moisture and nutrients to come out of the hair strand. If you have low porosity hair, you may love ingredients such as aloe vera juice and even apple cider vinegar, because both these ingredients help to close the cuticle of the hair strand, and you want to close the cuticle after you have moisturized your hair so that the moisture does not leave the strand. Also, may want to pay attention to the texture of your hair. And when I say the texture, I don't mean the hair typing system. I mean whether your strands are fine, whether they are medium, and whether they are coarse. Now, these hair characteristics are important because they would determine what types of products you move towards. If you have coarse strands, you more than likely would prefer heavier oils and butters, but you also want to pay attention to your density. If you have low density coarse strands, then you're probably going to look for a product in between. So you're going to look for a creamy product but not too heavy, because you don't have a lot of density and it would weigh your strands down. The third tip that I have for you guys is that you should make a list of ingredients that you should avoid. I am speaking about ingredients that you know don't agree with your hair personally. You're probably wondering, how do I go about knowing which ingredients my hair does not respond to? Because everybody's hair is different, and you may be my exact hair twin, but your hair may like something that my hair does not like. What I normally tell my clients, especially if they're just starting out their natural hair journey, is that they should invest in pure ingredients rather than products at the start of their natural hair journey. And when I say pure ingredients, I mean pure popular ingredients that you would find in most natural hair products. So I'm talking about coconut oil, castor oil, individual ingredients, not mixed. Shea butter, aloe vera juice, apple cider vinegar, glycerin, vegetable glycerin. So these are things that you can invest in at the start of your hair journey. And what I recommend, for example, if you're looking to determine which sealants are best for your hair and how your hair would respond to certain sealants, what you can do is 1 week you say, okay, I'm going to use coconut oil to seal my hair, and I'm going to look at how my hair responds to coconut oil. And you can even document that. And the next week you're going to use castor oil. And the next week you can use shea butter. And you can determine, okay, my hair loves coconut oil or castor oil, but it does not like shea butter. Shea butter makes it feel weighed down and heavy, so I'm not going to use shea butter again. This is how you know which ingredients would work for you. And from there on, you can determine which products would more than likely work for your hair. This will help you save a whole lot of money, because you now know what works for your hair and what does not work. The fourth rule is a common rule, and you've probably heard a lot of naturals say it. And it is to avoid ingredients that you cannot pronounce the name of. Now, this excludes scientific names. Luckily for you, most natural hair companies, they put the local name or the common name for the ingredient in brackets next to the scientific name. But generally, if you cannot pronounce the ingredient, then it probably is a chemical, and you should go about avoiding it. Obviously, chemicals have their place in formulations. However, I recommend using more natural ingredients, because they not only benefit your hair with the nutrients, but they also would not adversely affect your body, and they would not adversely affect the environment. My fifth tip is to highly regard the first 5 to 7 ingredients of a product. Now, all the ingredients of a product are important, and you certainly don't want certain ingredients in the top of your product list. You certainly want low quantities of certain ingredients. However, you want to pay attention to the first 5 to 7 ingredients, because this is what the product has the highest concentration of. And you're not only just paying attention to these, but you're paying attention to these based on the claims that the product makes. For example, I have seen that many deep conditioning treatments suggest that they will strengthen the hair and that they are elasticity treatments or protein treatments. However, the hydrolyzed protein is one before the last, right before the preservative. So you find that oftentimes companies make claims, but the ingredient list suggests something different. Guys, these are 5 general tips that you should pay attention to when you're going about selecting your products, because quite a few naturals are suddenly product junkies, and you don't need to be, especially if you don't have the wherewithal to be a product junkie. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye. So thank you for subscribing. I now have a new goal for the end of the year, and hopefully we can realize it together. My new goal is 3,000 subscribers by the end of December. So let's see if we can make this happen.